While the relationship between the former president and First Lady has always been a bit of a mystery, it's natural to want to know a bit more about Melania and Donald Trump's marriage. Folks are especially interested considering the fact that Trump is a presidential hopeful once again. While some might argue that the public has never known much about Donald Trump's third wife, Melania has been even more absent from the public eye since the pair left the White House in 2021. Trump has returned to the spotlight as a result of his recent indictment for falsifying business records in the alleged cover-up of his relationship with Stormy Daniels. This is likely sparking even more questions about the presidential hopeful's relationship with his wife of nearly 20 years, considering the fact that the pair made a surprising appearance at Mar-a-Lago on March 30, the day of his indictment. For obvious reasons, it's important for Melania to show the public that she's supporting her husband during this difficult time, especially considering that the charges against Trump are related to his alleged affair. Of course, the Trump's ability to smile and wave for the cameras in light of some pretty damning events isn't necessarily indicative of the state of their marriage. Yet, it's clear that Melania intends to stand by her man as he faces legal trouble and yet another fight for the presidency. But, what exactly has been going on between the two in the interim? In January 2023, Donald and Melania Trump celebrated their 18th wedding anniversary. Regardless of what's been going on behind closed doors, these past few anniversaries have likely been better for Melania than the ones before, since she allegedly wasn't happy as the First Lady. A source close to the family shared with CNN, "She's private, and she's protective of her son and her home." Someone who's particularly private or protective would certainly struggle with her role in her husband's presidency, especially a presidency like Donald Trump's. As the repercussions of Trump's indictment begin to take shape, Melania reportedly has no interest in disrupting her life or getting involved in the drama. A source told People, Melania is leading her own life, and still feels happy being at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by people who love her and who never talk about reality or bad things about her husband. The source added that Melania remains angry and doesn't want to hear the alleged hush money payment mentioned. It's understandable why Melania would want to take her mind off the accusations leveled against her husband, considering the fact that the extramarital affair allegedly took place in 2006 when the couple's son, Barron, was just 4 months old. Unfortunately, pretending that the scandal doesn't exist doesn't have the power to make it go away, and the same goes for the looming possibility of another term in office that the former First Lady is seemingly dreading. Other than his campaign announcement, Melania has steered clear of any events for Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. This could be because he blamed her for bad political decisions. In 2022, Maggie Haberman, a reporter for The New York Times and author of Confidence Man: The Making of Donald Trump and the Breaking of America, tweeted that Trump was furious, and blaming everyone who advised him to back Dr. Mehmet Oz, including his wife, describing it as not her best decision. In an interview with Anderson Cooper, CNN correspondent and author of Free, Melania, the unauthorized biography, Kate Bennett, explained that the Trump's marriage had been a little chilly after this incident. Bennett added that Melania resents being in the news, and doesn't like her name being attached to the rants and ravings of her husband. Melania may have already been thinking twice about supporting him in his current presidential campaign, and the indictment can't be making it seem more appealing. Bennett believes that Melania doesn't have any intention of being on the campaign trail. A source close to the Trumps told CNN that Melania has always considered what Donald does to be separate from her. Decisions he makes about his business are his decisions, not hers. Even so, it seems that things aren't perfect between the pair, and the circumstances are only getting tougher. What's the truth about Melania and Donald Trump's marriage? For the couple, first came love, then came marriage, then came an unexpected presidency. But being one of the nation's most watched couples has not been easy for the Trumps, Their union had been criticized because of their 24-year age gap and Donald's track record of divorce and alleged sex scandals. Donald and Melania's love story began in New York, where the billionaire businessman met the Slovenian model in a nightclub. Although Donald is known for his gregarious nature and Melania is considered shy, the pair shared an undeniable chemistry from the start. 5 years after their fateful first encounter, the pair said, "I do," and a year later, they expanded their family with the birth of Donald Trump's youngest son, Barron Trump. Donald and Melania's relationship was put to the test during Donald's run for presidency, as allegations emerged that he acted inappropriately with other women. Donald first laid eyes on Melania Trump in 1998 at the Kit Kat Club in New York City, after being introduced by an Italian businessman. It was a great chemistry and energy, something was there right away, Melania revealed on Larry King Live, via YouTube. But in an interview with the New York Post, Melania's friend Edith Molnar said that Donald was there with another woman, so Melania didn't entertain his advances. But Donald was smitten. "I'd seen her before, on the runways and things, but her beauty utterly amazed me," he told Tatler. Even though his Playboy friends told him not to waste his time because they'd already tried to court her, he persisted and asked for Melania's number. "But I didn't give it to him," Melania recalled. "Because I knew who he was and I guess he had all these ladies, so I want to see what kind of number he will give to me." Although she was skeptical, Donald didn't give her his business line, but his personal digits. She called him a few days later and the rest is history. It wasn't smooth sailing for Melania and Donald Trump in the early stretch of their relationship. Prior to Melania, Donald was in a relationship with model Kara Young. Donald and Young dated for 2 years in the late 90s. Well, Young wasn't exactly gone when Melania and Donald kicked things off. Melania was entering his Trump Tower apartment building so that they could set off for Mar-a-Lago when she spotted Young leaving his building. This wasn't going to work for Melania, and she dumped Donald on the spot. Ronald Kessler, who wrote The Trump White House, Changing the Rules of the Game, told people about the situation. He had dated Kara for almost 2 years, and what did Melania do? She broke up with him, Kessler said. She said, "Screw that, I don't care about all his billions of dollars, I am breaking up," and she called Donald's former butler Tony Senical at Mar-a-Lago to send all her clothes back. The situation created skepticism for Melania, and so she walked away from Trump. Her former roommate, photographer Matthew Atanian told GQ, she had some trust issues with him at the beginning. Atanian went on, "She was telling me that she wouldn't have it, he was back to his old ways. She kept her apartment to have her own space because of this." However, it didn't last long and within about 6 months, the two were back together. Melania and Donald Trump tied the knot in a $42 million ballroom at their Mar-a-Lago estate, which Donald had built from scratch. The compound was replete with 24-karat gold moldings, custom-made crystal chandeliers, and marble floors covering 11,000 square feet. Their guest list included Bill and Hillary Clinton, Billy Joel, who performed, Anna Wintour, Heidi Klum, Derek Jeter, and Shaquille O'Neal. Melania, who was 34 at the time, wore a Christian Dior gown with a 13-foot train which reportedly cost $200,000. In fact, she graced the cover of Vogue wearing what the magazine called the dress of the year. Melania's engagement ring, from Graff Jewelers, cost $75,000. At the time, Donald was 58, and completely confident in his third union. As he told People, "If I didn't have a great woman, I would be much more nervous." When Larry King asked Melania if she was apprehensive on Larry King Live, she said that after being together for 5 years, she was confident. "We know what kind of relationship we have and I don't think I should be scared of anything," she shared. For Donald Trump, the third time's a charm when it comes to marriage. The latest man was married twice before he made it official with Melania Trump. With Donald Trump's first wife, the late Ivana Trump, to whom he was married from 1977 to 1992. He shares 3 children: Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Ivanka Trump. The Trump children enjoy lavish lifestyles and all work for their father. While Donald was still married to Ivana, he had a public affair with actress Marla Maples. Their relationship made headlines when the New York Post released a cover with the alleged Maples quote that described Donald having prowess in bed. Donald ultimately married Maples in 1993 and had his 4th child, Tiffany Trump, with her 2 months later. By 1997, they were divorced. All of Donald's wives signed prenuptial agreements. To that end, after their divorce, Ivana was awarded $25 million and their Greenwich mansion, and Maples received $1 million plus another $1 million for a home. When it comes to Melania Trump, Donald Trump doesn't hold back from talking about their physical chemistry. In an interview with shock jock Howard Stern in 2004, Donald complimented Melania's skills in the bedroom. "Melania is terrific in bed," he boasted. "She wouldn't want me to say that, but she is." In another interview with Stern, which took place in 1999 before they were married, Melania actually revealed that she and her husband were frequently intimate. These interviews happened before Donald was elected president, and Melania didn't seem to mind the explicit nature of the conversations. When asked about them in an interview with DeJour, she said, "Men will be men." In addition to commenting on their bedroom habits, Donald seldom fails to acknowledge his partner's attractive looks. "Her beauty amazes me. It is not normal," he told Tatler. And apparently, the feeling is mutual, as Melania has also gushed about Donald's physical allure. "He's a very handsome guy and sexy," she shared. Referring to Donald Trump's famous mane of hair, Melania called it beautiful, and very soft. After he married Melania Trump, Donald Trump said he planned on having children with his new bride on an episode of Larry King Live. "I'm not going to be doing the diapers. She will be an unbelievable mother. I'll be a good father, but I'll be doing my deals," he said. Subsequently, the couple welcomed their only child, Barron Trump, in 2006. Once he was born, Donald changed his mind about fatherly duties, telling people, "I love to feed the baby. Not because I have to, but just because I love it." Growing up in the penthouse of Trump Tower in New York City, Barron Trump enjoyed a lavish lifestyle. He had not only a nursery, but also a kitchen, living room, and nanny's quarters. Donald and Melania make sure their son is protected from the media's scrutiny. Once Donald was sworn into office, Barron had a motorcade accompany him to school in Manhattan. To help him to complete his school year, Melania stayed in New York with Barron for 6 months, and they moved to the White House over the summer. To say that Donald and Melania Trump give each other space is quite an understatement. In fact, in the book, Fire and Fury, Inside the Trump White House, author Michael Wolff revealed that Melania and Donald Trump don't share a bed. He also explained that Donald has a habit of locking his wife out at night so he can indulge in cheeseburgers while watching television. Former housekeepers for the couple confirmed this separation to journalist Mary Jordan for her book, The Art of Her Deal: The Untold Story of Melania Trump. The women worked at Donald's New Jersey golf course and affirmed that the president's residence was on the 2nd floor, while Melania and Barron Trump slept in separate rooms on the same floor. "I never saw them like a normal family, sitting together at a table, eating together, talking," one former employee told Jordan. "They spend time in the same place but they don't interact. However, these arrangements don't necessarily mean they are estranged." In an interview with Inside Edition, Jordan said, "By all accounts, they do have a connection, they do have a relationship.